The strongest negotiators aren't aggressive. They're detached. If negotiations make you tense, this will flip the power dynamic. You're in a salary negotiation. You really need this job. The offer comes in lower than you expected. You want to push back, but you're afraid. What if they rescind the offer? What if they think I'm difficult? What if I lose this opportunity? So you accept the low offer. You tell yourself, at least I have the job. I can negotiate later. But later never comes. You're stuck at that salary, and 3 months in, you discover your colleague who started the same day is making $20,000 more because they negotiated. You didn't. Not because they're better, because they approached it differently. You negotiated from need. They negotiated from leverage. You were tense. They were calm. You were afraid to lose. They were comfortable walking away. And that made all the difference. I'm Mr. Reed, and this is the Standard Project. In the next 19 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to negotiate like someone who doesn't need the outcome, so you get what you want. Every time, follow me. Needing the outcome is why you lose leverage. This is the fundamental problem in every bad negotiation. When you need something, the other side feels it. Not because you say, I really need this, because your entire demeanor broadcasts it. You respond to their email within minutes. Signals, desperate. You accept the first meeting time they offer. Signals, flexible because you're needy. You over-explain why you deserve more. Signals, insecure about your value. You agree too quickly when they push back. Signals, no alternatives. Every single one of these behaviors destroys your leverage. Roger Fisher and William Urey's research from Harvard on negotiation dynamics introduced the concept of BATNA, best alternative to negotiated agreement. Your BATNA determines your power. When you have strong alternatives, you can walk away. This gives you leverage. When you have no alternatives, you can't walk away. This destroys leverage. But here's what most people miss. It's not about actually having alternatives. It's about appearing to have them. The person across from you can't see your bank account. They can't see your other options. They can't see how desperately you need this, unless you show them. Candidate A needs the job badly. Rent is due, no other offers. Behavior, responds immediately. Over-explains, accepts first offer, shows gratitude excessively, offer $80,000. Candidate B needs the job equally, same financial pressure, no other offers. Behavior, waits 24 hours to respond. States position calmly, comfortable with silence, mentions other conversations. Offer, $95,000, same financial situation, $15,000 difference, because one appeared to have leverage. Adam Galinsky's research at Columbia Business School shows that perceived power matters more than actual power in negotiations. When you act like you have options, people believe you do. When you act like you don't, they exploit it. The problem isn't your circumstances. It's how you signal those circumstances. And right now, you're signaling weakness in every negotiation you enter, because you need the outcome too much, and that need is killing your leverage. The solution is outcome independence. 3 components. 1. Alternatives. 2. Silence. 3. Controlled concessions. These 3 elements create the perception that you don't need the deal, and that perception gives you all the power. Let me break down each one. Component 1, alternatives. Always have other options, real or perceived. This is the foundation of negotiation leverage. When you have one option, you have no leverage. When you have multiple options, you have all the leverage, because you can walk away. And the ability to walk away is the most powerful position in any negotiation. Deepak Malhotra's research at Harvard shows that negotiators who can credibly walk away achieve 30 to 40% better outcomes than those who can't. Why? Because when you can walk away, the other side has to meet your terms or lose you. When you can't walk away, they can offer whatever they want. How to create alternatives. Strategy 1. Actually have them. Never negotiate from a position of having only one option. Before you negotiate, interview at multiple companies, get multiple offers, create multiple paths to your goal. Real alternatives give you real leverage. Strategy 2. Create the perception of them. Even if you don't have other options, you can create the perception that you do. Don't lie, but use language that implies alternatives. I'm in conversations with a few companies. Technically true if you've talked to anyone. I need to evaluate all my options before making a decision. True, you're evaluating. I'm considering several paths forward. You are. Notice, these statements are true, but create the impression you have multiple offers. Strategy 3. Make yourself valuable elsewhere. The best alternative isn't another job offer. It's being so valuable that you don't need any job. Freelance income, consulting gigs, side projects that generate cash flow. When you have income from other sources, you genuinely don't need any single job. And that shows. No alternatives. I really hope we can make this work. This role is perfect for me. I'd love to join your team. Subtext. I need you. Please pick me. With alternatives, I'm interested in this role. I'm also exploring a few other opportunities. I'll need to make a decision by Friday. Subtext. I have options. If this doesn't work, I'm fine. Same interest, completely different leverage. Component 2. Silence. After you state your number, go silent. This is the most powerful negotiation tactic that almost nobody uses, because silence is uncomfortable. And most people fill uncomfortable silence by talking. Don't. Lee Thompson's research at Northwestern shows that negotiators who use strategic silence achieve significantly better outcomes. Why? Because whoever speaks first after the number usually loses. Scenario 1. Breaking silence. Losing. You. I'm looking for $120,000. 3 seconds of silence. You. But I'm flexible. I understand if that's outside your range. Maybe we could discuss other forms of compensation. Result. You negotiated against yourself before they even responded. Scenario 2. Holding silence. Winning. You. I'm looking for $120,000. Silence. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Eye contact maintained. No additional words. Them. That's higher than we budgeted. We were thinking $105,000. You. Pause. I understand. $120,000 reflects my market value based on my experience and the role requirements. Silence again. Result. You held your ground. They had to justify their lower number. You maintained leverage. The silence rule. After you state your ask, count to 10 in your head. Don't elaborate. Don't justify. Don't fill the space. Just wait. The silence creates pressure. Let them feel it. What happens during silence? They start thinking about how to respond. They feel pressure to fill the space. They often offer more than they planned. What doesn't happen during silence? You don't negotiate against yourself. You don't show desperation. You don't give them ammunition to lower the offer. Silence is leverage. Use it. Component 3. Controlled concessions. Never give something without getting something. This is the rule that separates strong negotiators from weak ones. Weak negotiators make unilateral concessions. Okay, I can accept $110,000 instead of $120,000. You just gave them $10,000 for nothing. Strong negotiators make conditional concessions. I can move to $110,000 if you can add an extra week of vacation and a $10,000 signing bonus. Now you're trading, not giving. Robert Cialdini's research on reciprocity shows that people feel obligated to return concessions. When you give something, they feel pressure to give something back, but only if you frame it as a concession. The conditional concession formula. I can, your concession. If you can, their concession. Examples. I can start 2 weeks earlier if you can increase the salary to $115,000. I can reduce my rate to $150 per hour if you can commit to 20 hours per week for 6 months. I can accept the title of senior instead of lead if you can add equity and a promotion review in 6 months. Notice, every concession is paired with a request. What this does? Signals you're not desperate, you're not giving freely. Creates a trading dynamic. Every move is strategic. Prevents one-sided negotiations. They have to give too. Often gets you more than your original ask. You're adding value, not just compromising. The key. Never concede without asking for something in return. even if the concession feels small. I can be flexible on start date if you can expedite the decision timeline. You just traded something minor for something that helps you. Now let me give you the exact tactics to negotiate with leverage. The pause that shifts power. After stating your number, pause for 5 to 10 seconds. No words. This is uncomfortable. Your instinct is to elaborate, justify, or soften the ask. Resist. The exact sequence. 1. State your number clearly. I'm looking for $130,000 base salary. 2. Stop talking immediately. Don't add, "Does that work?" or "What do you think?" or any qualifier. Just stop. 3. Maintain eye contact. Don't look away, don't fidget, don't break the tension. 4. Count to 10 silently. 1001, 1002, up to 10. 5. Wait for them to speak first. They will. The silence will force them. What happens during this pause? Second 1 to 3, they process your number. Second 4 to 6, they feel pressure to respond. Second 7 to 10, they start formulating their reply. If you speak during this window, you release the pressure. If you stay silent, they have to respond. And their response is often better than what they planned. William Urey's research shows that negotiators who use strategic pauses after stating their position achieve 25% better outcomes on average. Because the pause signals confidence. You're not afraid of the silence. You're comfortable with your ask. And that confidence is contagious. Practice this pause before real negotiations. It feels unnatural. 10 seconds feels like an eternity, but it's not, and it works. How to anchor without sounding desperate. State the number once, calmly, then don't defend it. Anchoring is powerful. The first number sets the negotiation range. If you say $100,000, you'll negotiate down from there. If you say $130,000, you'll negotiate down from there. Same outcome range, but starting higher gets you more. Nobel Prize-winning research by Tversky and Kahneman shows that the first number in a negotiation has disproportionate influence on the final outcome. Even when both parties know this, they still get anchored. But here's where most people fail. They state a high number, then immediately backtrack. I'm looking for $140,000, but I understand if that's too high. I'm flexible. You just destroyed your own anchor. Wrong. Desperate anchoring. I'd like to make $130,000, but I know that might be high for this role. What's your budget? I'm open to discussion. Right. Confident anchoring. Based on my experience and market research, I'm targeting $130,000 base salary. Silence. Notice the difference. The first version seeks permission and shows flexibility immediately. The second version states a fact and waits. The confident anchoring formula. 1. Grounded in something objective. Based on market research. Given my X years of experience. For this level of responsibility. 2. State the number clearly. I'm targeting X dollars. 3. Stop talking. Don't justify further. Don't soften it. Just stop. When you anchor at $130,000, they offer $110,000, below your anchor. You settle at $120,000, still above where you'd be without anchoring. When you anchor at $110,000, they offer $95,000. You settle at $102,000. Same negotiation, $18,000 difference because of anchoring. Always anchor high, never apologize for it. One sentence that buys leverage. I need time to think about that. This one sentence prevents bad decisions and creates leverage. Most people make decisions on the spot because they're afraid to ask for time. They'll think I'm not interested. They'll rescind the offer. I'll seem indecisive. None of this is true. Harvard research on negotiation timing shows that delaying decisions improves outcomes. Why? Because it gives you time to evaluate properly, and it signals you have options. When to use this sentence. Situation 1. They make an offer. Them. We can offer you $105,000. You. I appreciate that. I need some time to think it through. Can I get back to you tomorrow? Situation 2. They pressure you for an answer. Them. We need to know by end of day. You. I understand you're on a timeline. I still need until tomorrow to make a thoughtful decision. Situation 3. They ask for a concession. Them. Can you start in 2 weeks instead of 4? You. Let me think about what that would require on my end. I'll let you know tomorrow. What buying time does: prevents reactive decisions, signals you're evaluating options, creates space to strategize, often prompts them to improve the offer. What happens when you don't buy time? You accept terms you regret. You miss opportunities to negotiate. You signal eagerness, destroys leverage. Never make big decisions on the spot. Always buy time. Let me leave you with this. Men with leverage don't chase, they choose. That's the fundamental mindset shift. Most people approach negotiations from a position of chasing the offer, chasing approval, chasing the deal, chasing acceptance. This puts you in a one-down position. Because when you chase, you signal you have no alternatives. Chasing mindset, scarcity. I really hope this works out. This is a great opportunity for me. I'd be lucky to get this offer. Internal belief. This is my only option. I need them more than they need me. Negotiation outcome. Weak. You accept whatever they offer because you're afraid to lose it. Choosing mindset, abundance. This could be a good fit. I'm evaluating a few opportunities. I need to see if this aligns with my goals. Internal belief. I have options. This is one path among several. I'm choosing, not begging. Negotiation outcome. Strong. You negotiate from leverage because you're genuinely willing to walk away. Margaret Neal's research at Stanford shows that negotiators who approach deals from an abundance mindset achieve 40% better outcomes than those with a scarcity mindset. Not because they have more options, because they act like they do. And that behavior creates reality. When you act like you have leverage, you negotiate confidently, you set boundaries, you walk away from bad deals, you attract better opportunities, and over time, you actually create the leverage you were simulating. Because high-value people are treated as high value. And when you're treated as high value, more opportunities come. The shift from chasing to choosing, from, please give me this opportunity, to, let's see if this is the right fit for both of us, from, I'll accept whatever you offer, to, I'm evaluating several paths. This needs to meet my criteria, from, I'm lucky you're considering me, to, we're both evaluating if this works. Same negotiation, different frame, completely different outcome. When you choose instead of chase, everything changes. Now you have outcome independence, alternatives, silence, controlled concessions. This will transform your negotiations. When you sit across from an employer, you'll have leverage. When you discuss salary, you'll command respect. When they make an offer, you'll negotiate from strength. But negotiation isn't the only place you need authority. You need it in every conversation, in team meetings, in client calls, in leadership moments, when you present ideas, when you set boundaries, when you make decisions. The ability to negotiate well is valuable, but the ability to command authority in every interaction is transformative. Because authority isn't just about what you say, it's about how you carry yourself, your posture, your movement, how you occupy space. These physical signals broadcast constantly, and they either amplify your authority or undermine it. You can have perfect negotiation technique. You can state your number confidently, use silence effectively, and frame alternatives perfectly. But if your body language signals submission, you lose half the impact. If you're fidgeting while stating your salary requirements, they don't fully believe you. If you're making yourself small, they don't see you as valuable. If your eye contact wavers, they sense your uncertainty. If you want authority that carries into every conversation, watch what's next, because the next video breaks down the exact body language that instantly raises your status. How to walk into a room and command respect before you speak. How to stand so people perceive you as powerful. How to move so every gesture reinforces your authority. How to make eye contact that creates respect without intimidation. Outcome independence gives you negotiation leverage. Body language gives you universal authority. Together, they make you the person nobody underestimates. Watch the next video now. One standard, greatness. One project, you.